Life's good when you're a
fucking prick.
Yes, and Nintendo is boners. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. Now don't get me wrong, Nintendo makes fantastic games, superb games, and the Nintendo Switch is a wonderful bit of kit. It may very well be my favourite console ever. It may very well be that. But that doesn't give Nintendo a free pass to be stupid. But people always flock. The more zealous fans always flock to justify every little silly thing they do. Even though Nintendo, even when it makes good decisions, often has some ridiculous caveat, some awful catch that people will rush to defend. And I'm very interested to see how people are spinning this one, this cloud save debacle, because to me, there is no sensible way to justify this one. People will do it, don't get me wrong, people will do it, but I can't imagine how. They will, and I'm looking forward to seeing how. So let's talk about this utter nonsense. We've talked in the past before about the Nintendo Move, a decision or practice so seemingly illogical and ridiculous that it could only have come from the fine minds at Nintendo. Almost anything this company does comes with some sort of catch or caveat, a required disclaimer because the brains behind the Switch decided to do something boneheaded that makes no sense to a normal human being. You wonder what it is that Nintendo executives do with their time to reach such bizarre conclusions.
You can tap select amiibo figures to surprising results, like revealing hidden booze.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. One simple example of a Nintendo move would be, say, selling a game's console with a handheld mode and absolutely no way to back up any save data whatsoever. So if it's damaged or lost or stolen, everything you've accomplished in all your games is gone with it. Another Nintendo move would be, say, and I'm just pulling at random here, finally offering a way to back up your save data, but gating said cloud saves behind a paywall for an online mode that doesn't offer much in the way of additional benefit compared to the competition. Okay, those examples weren't entirely at random because they lead fashionably to the latest and top 5 most baffling of the Nintendo moves, cloud saves only applying to certain games and not others for no good reason. Oh, there's a reason, alright, which we'll get to. It's not a good one, it's not a rational one, but it's a perfectly Nintendo one. We're on the very cusp of Nintendo joining Sony and Microsoft in gating off online play behind a paywall, and at almost the last minute it's been revealed that Nintendo Switch Online's only remarkable feature, cloud saving, will not apply to several big-ticket games. Incompatible games have started displaying a warning message on their respective storefront pages. This game does not support save data cloud backup. Many games with a significant online component will not allow you to back up your save data even if you pay for Switch Online. The games excluded from Switch Online benefits so far include Splatoon 2, Pokémon Let's Go, FIFA 19, NBA 2K19, Dark Souls Remastered, and, bafflingly enough, Dead Cells. These games feature warnings at the time of publication, though notably some online-centric games like Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe appear to be exempt from the exemption. It's a pointless and confusing caveat to an offering that wasn't all that hot to begin with, which means it's gotta be a sublime Nintendo move. So why is this 11th hour disappointment in play? What insightful reason has Nintendo provided in order to justify demolishing the worth of an online service that was already struggling to justify itself? Surely the geniuses who gave us Super Smash Bros. And Nintendo Land on the Wii U has a rock-solid explanation, something so pertinent and perfectly plausible that I will, upon hearing it, be ashamed of my words and deeds. Okay, Nintendo, let's hear it. It's to stop people cheating. Fucking what? Yes, that's right. Nintendo believes cloud saves could be used to cheat in online games, so certain online games won't support them. Not all online games, though, for some reason, because that would be too consistent with the overall idiocy. Best to make this rule apply only to certain games to make the whole thing even more puzzlingly ridiculous. Let's hear it straight from the moron's mouth with Nintendo's official explanation to Game Informer. The vast majority of Nintendo Switch games will support save data cloud backup. However, in certain games, this feature would make it possible to, for example, regain items that had been traded to other players, or revert to a higher online multiplayer ranking that had been lost. To ensure fair play, save data cloud backup may not be enabled for such games. To ensure that save data cloud backups cannot be used to unfairly affect online multiplayer rankings, the feature will not be enabled in Splatoon 2. Cloud saves work pretty uniformly on other consoles and PC. Pretty much all the third-party games affected by the exclusion have no problem with cloud saving anywhere else, which makes Nintendo look absurdly paranoid with no tangible evidence to justification for its decision as far as I'm concerned. Either that or it's a tacit admission on their part that somehow Nintendo's own system is inherently less secure and more prone to tampering than its hardware rivals. I mean, let's definitely take us a look at Splatoon 2, which has had a history with hackers fucking up the game, no cloud saving required. Only a few months ago it was reported that Splatoon 2 was infested with cheaters who are running rampant online. Not only are these hackers cheating their way to easy wins, they even have workarounds for Nintendo's abuse report system, which means they're avoiding getting into trouble even when spotted. One person was so hacked off with the hackers, they hacked the game themselves to manipulate Splatoon 2's leaderboards into displaying a request for an adequate anti-cheat system. All Nintendo could muster in response was nothing. Nothing really at all. It's just relying on players to report the bad actors because Nintendo's fucking useless when it comes to anything approaching a modern response. Pretty much every pundit and reporter talking about Nintendo's decision is stumped, clueless as to why this is a thing and what on earth the company's explanation even means. It's bullshit is what it is, total and complete gibbering bollocks on Nintendo's behalf. The sheer fact that a large number of games affected by this are under no such restrictions on PS4, Xbox One or PC makes this whole thing an exasperating farce, just another ludicrous entry in the big book of Nintendo nonsense. You will need, of course, Nintendo Switch Online to even fully play titles like Splatoon 2, and yet you cannot take full advantage of Nintendo Switch Online to play them. I mean, that's just amazing, really. We need to take a step back and appreciate how utterly astounding this situation is. It's easy to just roll one's eyes and brush it off as Nintendo being Nintendo, all those cheeky scamps, but really have a good think about this one. Even for Nintendo, it's a level of senselessness that stretches the limit of belief. Oh, and get this, if your subscription runs out or you cancel for whatever reason, your cloud saves are gone, deleted, instantaneously. Sony at least gives us a chance. You get about 6 months with the cloud save still there, but they are just wiped the moment your Nintendo Switch Online subscription goes. Fucking wankers. A game like Pokémon Let's Go, Eevee and or Pikachu is a guaranteed time sink. Pokémon games always are, relying on players travelling the world to hunt for monstrous freaks, as well as training them up for combat. Alongside the hours required to get the most out of a Pokémon game, there are always incredibly rare Pokémon that will be hard won and harder loved. There will be no way to back up any of the time and effort invested in Pokémon Let's Go. None whatsoever, because Nintendo has imagined a problem that doesn't fucking exist and would rather create a more likely and very real problem, the problem of you losing all the fucking shit you've accomplished. Nintendo even knows that that issue's an issue because it admitted as much in its recent Nintendo Direct video, promoting cloud saves as a security perk for buying Switch Online, while deliberately failing to note the fact that not all games are covered.
Luigi knows that no matter how careful you try to be, something unexpected can happen.
You see, Nintendo, that's something that not only could happen, but has and does and will happen. Switches get damaged, lost, stolen, you said so yourself, and with them those saves go too. That's an example of a real problem that has happened, Nintendo. Do you understand what real problems that have happened look like, you stupid piece of shit? People being able to cheat in Splatoon 2 long before cloud saves have appeared on your system? That's a real problem that has happened, Nintendo. One that you seem too inept to to do absolutely anything about. As far as cheating in Splatoon 2 goes, this is not only bolting the stable door after the horse has fucked off, it's bolting the door of a completely different stable on another bloody ranch. People using cloud saves to ruin Dark Souls Remastered? Well, Dark Souls games have supported cloud saves on other systems and they've not been ruined. Did one of your executives have a bad dream about item duplication and is basing this whole decision on that? Or was it foretold in a prophecy by a witch in a forest hut? Oh fuck, is that it? Is this Cersei Lannister all over again? This is what we like to call tilting at windmills, an attack upon an enemy that has been imagined, not encountered. Nintendo has spun an enemy from the ether and has pledged to stop this make-believe monster before it can wreak havoc with all of its not being real. Nintendo's offering with Switch Online has been weak from the very start. The fact it decided to paywall the concept of any sort of save backup was utterly stupid to begin with, to say nothing of its promise to dish out a few NES games here and there. Fucking NES games, like they're worth a shit anymore. Fucking Ice Climber, fuck Ice Climber, fuck it with a pickaxe. From a weak offering to a weak offering that doesn't even support some of the biggest games out there. That's not just stupid, that's fucking Nintendo. Oh, put Waluigi in Smash, you pricks. Just watching the Nintendo Direct here, they're telling us the perks of Nintendo
Of course,
Switch Online.
you can play compatible games together online.
Right, I could already do that. I could do that last week, though.
Compete against players the world over.
And that's not a feature, you took that away.
Or team up for some great co-op action.
I can already do that before Nintendo Switch Online.
A variety
Don't present
of games
it like
are
it's an
supported.
offering, you took
So
it away
find
and
your
you're selling
favorites
it back.
and take them online.
It's the presentation that gets me. You took it away. It was only an aside in the video, but let's take a little bit of time to just say fuck you, Nintendo, for this decision to wipe everybody's cloud saves if they don't pay up immediately. If they're a little bit late on the payment, they will kick you out of the building like a bad landlord, like Peter Parker's bad Actually, Peter Parker's landlord was a lot more forgiving. He let him be late for quite some time. So Nintendo, you are like the bad universe version of Peter Parker's landlord. Stupid bastards. Nintendo is boners. I don't know if I've said that enough. Boners, mate. I mean, honestly, like, Xbox, right, lets you just cloud save. They just let you cloud save. Sony, give you 6 months. Nintendo, if you're late, out the door. Keep checking in to play your fucking NES games. Keep checking in online to make sure you can still play them. As if you should log on to play fucking Ice Climbers. And don't forget, if you don't pay the piper, we'll delete all your saves. Fucking hell. And I thought Konami was the one that had ties to mafia groups. Bloody bastards. Thank God for me, by the way. Thank God for me. I can't help but notice you're in my ring, Wes. I'm here to train for Saturday, so why don't you skedaddle and let a real wrestler learn his craft,
You're a real wrestler now. Is that your whole gimmick?
Undefeated,
Let's see
sir.
how much of a wrestler you are. Stir, boy.
Off and get out. Not so talkative anymore, are we, Wes? Not such the chatty Cathy, are we? Huh?
You awake? You awake, boy? What did we learn, son? What did we learn? I know why you picked an elimination tag match. You think you can get rid of one of us and have the other all to yourselves, you and Alex, but you didn't factor in the more likely scenario. What if you are on your own with us? You think you're a real wrestler now, Wes? Wait till Saturday. You'll be seeing stars.
The constellation is vast. Everything I do to you is gonna hurt. You will look to the stars!